What's up, guys? Matt with Heritage Tractor. Behind me, I got a limited production build, an LPB model year 27 8R410 John Deere tractor. And we're gonna hop in this thing. We're gonna take a look at what's changed from model year 27 on the inside and a couple things on the outside. Let's get into it. This has the new CommandX Pro, building off of our Command Pro platform. 3 different variations. The biggest differences between the 3 of them is how many configurable buttons do you get and what can you do with the joystick. That's the only difference. Otherwise, all 3 of them are pretty well the same. You know, if you think back to our traditional Command Pros we've been running up to this point, you had number 12 and you were programming that for auto track. Well, now you have an actual auto track dedicated button. Everything control-wise and how you use this is the same. You have your gate on the left where you have your creep mode, and you can also quick flip directions with that by pulling left and holding in the gate. So this is really nice for backing up the implements when you're hooking up, if you're in a grain cart, unloading next to the truck, and then you get really good, you cheat code this when you're loading next to a truck with a grain cart. You can hold it in the gate and you can creep, and you can use your foot throttle to really move this thing back and forth quickly or slowly as you're loading different hoppers on a truck. So that's pretty slick. You still have the same forward detent and rear detent to come to a complete stop or go to full speed and stop your current direction of travel. Call that power neutral. To go to power neutral, if I'm going all the way forward, I want to come to a power neutral stop, I would click it all the way back. That's all the same. And then your programmable cruise control buttons have not changed, where you use your scroll wheel to set your cruise control speeds, and then bumping all the way over to the right will engage your set cruise control. The rest of this, as you can see, has definitely changed. I really like our new flip-up storage console here. This is a comfier leather, and then this to rest your hand. I mean, when you're theoretically all day in this tractor, and this joystick is designed for people who should never have to take their hands off it all day. They will do this all day, and their hand will never come off. And they'll be doing this and this, and you're shifting like it's a race car, right? And that's what this is designed for. To have this pad right here to rest your wrists is really slick. New throttle design along with that, because your throttle used to be here. So if we're gonna redesign this, we've got to put a throttle in a different place. But again, with Command Pro, this is doing all of your throttling features for you. This is increasing RPMs and decreasing as needed based on the draft load of the tractor itself. So rarely do we really need to use this, unless maybe we're in a stationary application, do we actually need to use the old school throttle lever. The phone charging holder, I have an iPhone 16 Plus, so the big one. It fits it with my case on here comfortably. I mean, I even have more room to go, and the charging feature on the backside works as soon as I power key onto the tractor. So all of our Gen Z and millennial next generation TikTokers are gonna be taking their TikTok videos from inside the cab with the phone holder. How about that? The display down here, we've taken a lot of this command arm, we've simplified and just made it a touchscreen. And the home screen, I can answer phone calls, I can adjust the radio and the fan speed, or the HVAC, the temperature in the cab, all from the same page. I have push buttons for my lights to turn on, and I can program a lot of this stuff. I can lock a lot of the controls from here. I can lock the buttons here. I can lock my 3-point, lock my push buttons. In combination with this, the new control layout page you can see here now has way more we can program. So we can really dial all of our controls into what we as an operator are comfortable with, and save that like we traditionally have been able to do. Save that configuration, so if somebody else gets in here and has a different preference, they can just click a button and upload their own. We've got all our programmable controls we've always had on the joystick, and our A, B, C, and D down here on the command arm itself. But now our SCVs are programmable. I can say, I like where these 2 rear switches are, and I'm only using SCV 1 and 2 all day long. I want to program C5 and C6 to be SCV 1 and SCV 2. So we can come in this display and I can really change any of these SCVs to be what we want. They're not color coded anymore, they're all black and plain. And then this is all standard stuff. The only thing we code for when building a tractor is what version of this we're getting. So, you know, our Signature Edition cabs, which here, at least here in Illinois, we sell mainly Signature Edition cabs and 8Rs, are all gonna have this similar layout, the Signature Edition decal engraved into the leather, and that's all new for this year. Of course, now we've taken our smaller radio that we had here, and we've made it a more up-to-date for the times touchscreen radio. It's faster on the response. Controls make a lot of sense. I think pairing our Bluetooth is a lot easier. Our phone controls are a lot easier now once you pair a phone. A lot of this just makes a lot more sense. And with the introduction of Android Auto into the Apple CarPlay that we had prior, this is just a kind of a neutral layout for both parties, whether you have an iPhone or an Android phone. We have our push button start. Not having the key there has opened up a lot of room, and they've kind of redesigned these stalks to make a lot more sense. So, you know, guys in the predecessor 8R cab were used to using this lever to turn their lights on. Now they're all labeled with buttons. So our old school operators who are used to grabbing this to turn their lights on can now clearly see my work lights, my road lights, and my hazard lights are all right here on the stalk. So if you want to turn all that on here and you're used to it, there you go. It's all in one place. But the push button is really slick for keying on and just sitting here, and then just to hit it, it fires up a lot quicker than a key switch ignition does. It's all through the CAN bus system, so everything's a lot more responsive, and it's not relying on mechanical pressure from a key switch turn to start the tractor. So it's a lot quicker. I can tell that when I start the tractor up. So our door right here, that's a new design in both how it opens and how it closes. We no longer have a handle down on the outside when we're trying to get into the cab. We have a push button release, which is really slick. And then combined with that is now up top our electric motor with a push button release to get out of the cab. And now no longer do we have to grab this handle and slam this thing shut or try to close it 3 to 4 times to get an airtight seal. I can just grab this with 2 fingers and close it and let it hit the catch, and it'll suck itself shut, just like our combines do. So that's a really cool redesigned for the door here, and you can tell the door is a little bit bigger and gives you a little bit more visibility on that side of the tractor as well. So the design and shape of the cab seems to be more open, and it was already really open before. So we've taken what was, I think, the best cab on the market and made it a little bit better. All right, so most of the changes for model year 27 are in the inside, but there are a couple changes to look at in the outside, mainly on just the stylistic look of this tractor itself. You'll see a more profound 3D John Deere logo on the grill, and then a more profound chrome accented John Deere logo on the hood. Those are just 2 subtle changes they've made that actually make a big pop and a big difference while you're driving by it. Thanks for joining us on a quick walk around and a quick inside look at the new model year 27 tractors from John Deere. Let us know in the comments what you're looking for next. Thanks for watching. This is Matt Ashland with Heritage Tractor. We'll see you.